is just fantastic. Captain's Log, Subdate 210305.2. I've decided to go out in the Lovecraft 01 shuttle pod and explore a resource-dense reef. If all goes to plan, we'll have enough to keep us going for a year, and enough for me to utterly irradiate crewman Bork, all over again. The things I do so I can amuse myself. The list never ends. Welcome everyone to This Week at Twitter, or Twat. Today we have 7 subjects, 1 random block, and an honourable mention, because it segues into the first subject. So to the random block of the week, I noticed that Susie Liu and Tipster are having a bit of a back and forth, i.e. he was retweeting images of tweets she'd put out because she feels vindicated because of John Swan's general jackassery. Remorseless general jackassery. So I thought, let's go have a little look. Unblocked. You don't suppose she saw the video I did on her, do you? Interestingly, with what was happening with John Swan, Def Noodles decided to rear his ugly head, and this is where we get to the honourable mention, because now he's decided his simple snowflakery isn't enough. He now has to tell you he's going to block you because you're ignorant, which is very nice of him, to then claim that the person that triggered him was in fact triggered themselves before he blocked them. I don't think that's how it works, Dennis, but okay, your snowflakery seems to have no limits. Congratulations. Since these tweets and accounts were relevant to what was going on with John Swan, we're going to go to the first subject. But first we're going to read a tweet for context. At John Swan YouTube tweeted, "Just a reminder that I am uncancelable. Good night everybody." The lack of second full stop really pissed me off, okay? Well, as many of you will be aware from the video I put out on Saturday and a whole plethora of videos done since by others, all of which were fantastic, John Swan's deleted his Twitter because he's uncancelable, everyone. His apology was on that, but with his Twitter no longer existing, I guess the apology is null and void? It's alright. I archived it. Wah ha 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 ha. Do you know what's really nice? It's really nice to be able to take something someone has said in the past, like John Swan's uncancelable tweet, lol, lamau, all the other laughs, indeed, and shove it down that respective person's throat. So next we're going to go to Cenk Yuga. Democracy is such a messy, wonderful thing. Through the invisible hand of the market we have found ourselves with a comforting grandpa as our leader at a time when we needed an old, comfortable sweater. Time to lean back on the couch for a couple of years while we catch our breath. Tweeted out on November 6th, 2020, after the US election. We're not going to be talking about Biden, policies introduced, or the lack of criticism for some of the mistakes he's already making. I'll save that for tonight's political recap stream, 9:30 PM on the Moistski Live channel, GMT. Well, with that tweet in mind, we now go to February 25th. So, at Joe Biden bombs Syria and kills the minimum wage hike, confirming every fear progressives had. Soon, they'll renege on getting $2,000 checks to everyone in the middle class by limiting who gets it, brackets, to appease their donors, close brackets, full stop. The establishment is back and it absolutely sucks. Congratulations, you're a smeghead and you voted for this. Although I do believe they just approved a stimulus bill. Not sure where it goes. Also, I believe someone pointed out that based on the numbers, the money they've put into that bill means people get about $5,000, but they're getting $1,400. Okay. To move on from this entire topic theme in general, we're going to go to a football player, soccer for those in America and around the world that say soccer. The hashtag JohnJoe was trending. JohnJoe is a football player in the United Kingdom. 2 things he's known for: alopecia, which he attributes to several childhood traumas, and his very interesting work rate on the pitch. He was trending because he is being very protective of his manager, Steve Bruce, I believe. The club isn't doing so well, he's standing up for him, saying, "I'm going to bust my balls off working for him while he's still in charge." Now, what amused me about the hashtag was that many people pointed out a rather interesting flaw in that statement. To do so, they used this graph, which shows pressure success and tackling. As you can see, Jonjo's, no. When you think of work rate and Jonjo Shelby, what you think of is a sedated snail. He is not a hard-working player. He's usually asleep. So when he says he's going to bust his balls for the manager, what he really means is he's going to have a cigarette on the corner flag. And if you're really lucky, he might touch the ball with his hand. To stay within the realm of sports, Ibrahimovic, another soccer player, made a statement akin to that of Gene Simmons in the sense that if you are a celebrity or an athlete, you shouldn't be talking on social issues or politics. You muddy the water, that's his view. Stick to what you're good at, essentially. LeBron James, because he was one directly criticised by Ibrahimovic, decided to put out a 2-minute video through SportsCenter, an interview, and he went through why he believes he should talk about politics and social issues. Not going to be drawn in on that, because that's not the part that interested me. It was the response. He had a perfect opportunity to speak up against China and what they're doing to the Uyghurs, but he chose his pockets. I'm sorry, but you can't do that and then claim to be an activist. Doesn't take away all the good he's done for his community, but it does take away his credibility. To which somebody replied, I don't remember the Uyghurs speaking about the importance of black lives. This is the level of intellect we are operating under with Twitter. I also want to point out, there's an I missing from Uyghurs, which meant that you almost just spelt Cenk Uygur's last name. I don't want to support Cenk Uygur, but I'll happily support the Uyghur Muslims that China is lying about, and currently defaming Uyghur Muslim females by slut-shaming them as a valid argument. That's not even a joke. And with the thought of slut-shaming, we're now going to go to a joke from a TV show, a Netflix show called Miss Americana, where they simply said, what do you care, you go through men faster than Taylor Swift. To which Taylor Swift, because she can take a joke, decided to say, 2010 called, and it wants its lazy, deeply sexist joke back. How about we stop degrading hard-working women by defining this horse shit as fun-na-na-nee? Also, Netflix, after Miss Americana, this outfit doesn't look cute on you. Happy Women's History Month, I guess. First things first, while I don't care for slut-shaming, I will say that for the sake of comedy, everything is up to be joked about. Everything. And if you can't take a joke about yourself, that sounds like a you problem. And maybe I'm slut-shaming at that point as well. I'm really not trying to. It's simply a case of I believe everything should be joked about. Something I said twice now. Because I have to. Because someone's not going to get that. Also, when it comes to music in the United Kingdom, with Taylor Swift especially, we only know you for all the people you've dated. So it was going to be a joke. Much like any guy that's been married several times, like Sean Penn. Seriously, this joke could be reversed. You go through more women than Sean Penn. There you go. New joke for you. By all means, use those mad bants. Equality, everyone. To move on from this, we're going to go to Suit Yourself, who tweeted some imagery that he had designed on an animation software he used to make his videos on. I don't know if he still makes videos on it. Of Sofane and Fat Pat. They look fantastic. Sofane and Fat Pat, very funny guys. Sofane retweeted it because they look cool. Somebody had mentioned underneath, called Optic Decay, that he didn't know where Suit had been because he doesn't see this stuff anymore. Suit pointed out that he had had issues with false flaggers, idiots, morons, liars, thieves, scammers, frauds, and fakes. And eventually you run into one who wants to mundane mat you. Now, to mundane mat somebody is not to go and pick up some boulders. No. Is not to neckbeard your way through producing several videos a day to maintain the numbers and ads, all the while producing content where you don't offer a single opinion that isn't incredibly politically skewed that you get flayed for. No. It is to flag someone else's content and lie about it until you get busted on a live stream having to screen share youtube.com/report history. You got busted because you flagged everyone. Interestingly, Suit only did one thing on Monday Matt, and it was a bitch-made video, I believe. It got flagged. It was very funny, though, to me. Monday Matt, though, saw the do a Monday Matt thing, and he got triggered. He also decided to call Suit a grifter. I think of all the people you want to call a grifter, you're the last person that wants to be calling someone else a grifter. Seriously. To our final subject, and I'm going to keep this one short. Vice. The climate movement is overwhelmingly white, so I walked away. Linked to that is an article. The article goes into great depth, great lengths to explain how white people are trying to save the world and it's not fair. We should have equality here. Okay, I can't take this seriously any longer. It was going to be a video on its own, but I decided I couldn't suffer through it long enough. I hope simply this tweet alone is enough to sate you. The article will be archived and linked down below. As we're done, I'd like to know what you all think, so please do let me know in the comments down below. If I don't see you on the political recap stream, have a fantastic Friday and subsequent weekend, and thank you all for listening.